All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I want to just kind of celebrate. We made the last video in under 5 minutes without getting cut off. The other thing I want to apologize, I recognize in my previous videos I was doing smacking and I know that's kind of annoying. I had gone back and tried to watch my videos to figure out what I could do better to improve. Full disclosure, this is not going to be one take like the previous video. This is actually my second take because I also commented in the first one that I try to cut out my ums because I just doesn't come across as good presentation style, but I didn't want anyone thinking that I'm criticizing them. So like, oh, I'll edit, come down to where I'm just sharing what I'm working on. Highly recommend though, do record yourself. See what are some of the different things that you do and how you can kind of improve what your delivery and style is. You want to make sure when you are talking with your students, don't be a robot. Don't be the Ben Stein from Ferris Bueller, that Bueller. You know, talk as natural as possible. Change your voice structure, pacing, go high, go even higher. I know I have a high voice as it is, not a low masculine voice, but try to be as natural as possible, even though that you're not directly talking with people face to face, because it is going to be more engaging as opposed to just someone kind of like reading stereo instructions. So just kind of keep that in mind. The other thing that I want to talk about in this video is I'm not quite certain where in the series we're going to put in the lesson that I recorded and modeled for our staff, just so you can kind of get an idea. But what I really kind of want to go a little bit more in depth on this video is Jamboard. Again, this is super short video, but you may be up like at 4 in the morning now and you're like, I don't want to go and try to find anyone else. I just want to go through the playlist. That's fine. So let's dive in without further ado. Reason why I'm recommending Jamboard is, God forbid, we're in a situation where you end up, you get exposed to COVID, you have to be working from home. You're not going to have your whiteboard. What are you going to do? I know a lot of teachers, and we're all thinking about, well, I need to structure my camera a certain way so I can have my laptop pointing to me and I'm going to be up my whiteboard and I'm writing. Great, but if you're at home, that's not going to work. Jamboard, Google Suite, works across all platforms. I've already tested on anything and everything. It works. Think of your whiteboard digitally. The other reason why I'm recommending for you all to have your iPad is then you can actually, touch and write on it with your finger. I'm going to model here though, just real quick with the computer and using my mouse. But again, you have a pen so you can write, whatever you want to. I know it doesn't look pretty when you're trying to use your mouse for it. That's why I recommend that you sign in with your iPad or your Android tablet and be able to write. The other cool thing, let me move myself over here so you can see different things. It has a virtual laser pointer, so you can kind of go through and highlight different things you want to emphasize. Like a real whiteboard, you can erase. You can change your different pens, markers. You can also change the basic colors that you present. Again, you can erase. The cool aspect though, because it's tied in with Google, is you can add images. So if you do this search, you can upload or do a Google image search. Let's type in dogs. Boom, pulls it. You click on it. You click select. It's already imported, and you can drag and drop, resize, all that cool stuff. Highly recommend that you go and you play with this and try it out. You can upload pictures that you take if you have an iPad, so that's something that your students would be able to do. The other aspect, and you'll see when we model the lesson, that you can duplicate and be able to go and copy things. You can add extra panes as you go along. It's essentially unlimited on the panes you want. And again, if you are using it on a tablet and that's your endpoint device, to make sure that you have it appear small, but you're still writing big, you can actually do a 2-point pinch to zoom and be able to zoom in, write on what you want, zoom back out, and then it appears to your students, in a smaller piece. So you could zoom into where essentially like this puppy picture would be your whole screen. Then you can write and edit over it and then shrink it back down. Again, highly recommend that you play with this. Use this and think about it. This is going to replace your whiteboard from moving on out. That way you're not tied to your classroom. God forbid your classroom does get shut down and you have to work remotely. But the other thing is the kids can access it as well. Same thing, naming convention. It'll be automatically saved to your Google Drive as you're working, so you don't have to go and click and save. And I'm getting my reminder that I need to wrap it up. Play with it to get familiar with it. You can change your backgrounds. You can do lines, graph papers, bunch of cool things. Like I said, there's other videos that are more detailed, go into all the minutia of it, but this is going to be a key app that we'll be using over and over. All right. So we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, don't subscribe, and comment and rant and rave in the comments down below. Thanks.